They have conquered Mondstadt. Now it's time to go to the next nation. Welcome back everybody to another video. I'm Tigris and this is my channel. In my last video, you can see that the 4 standard banner characters have managed to conquer Mondstadt. This time, let's go to Liyue. Let's see what challenges the Genshin of Geo will bring us. Anyway, without further ado, let's get it started. Alright, let's get started with the worst possible combination we have today. Sword versus Rock. The first thing you will notice that I speed up this video a lot, by really a lot. That's because this fight took over 15 minutes of me hacking at Rock. So if I didn't speed up the fight, this would have been the entire video. Halfway throughout the match, you can see I switched to Keqing, which I realized would be faster because she has a faster normal attack and charge attack compared to Jin. I normally use Jin because she can heal, but hacking at rocks doesn't help you anyway. And if you wonder why I break all the pillars, because with the speed my team was attacking with the damage, I will have to break all the pillars anyway. This fight took forever because first thing, my team don't do enough damage. I couldn't one-shot the boss. Second, breaking the pillars would take a huge amount of time. And during the final phase, I had to attack one pillar at a time. The reason why I always break the middle pillar first is because the huge AoE will have forced me out of the arena, and there is a chance that the boss will reset. So by breaking the first pillar in the center, I have a place to stand on while the AoE is attacking. By the way, I have unlocked a new achievement from this video because I have never needed to follow the mechanic. Now that I do, I get a lot of new achievements from them. I normally just bulldoze through it, so I do not get the achievement from following the mechanic. I also learned a lot of attack patterns from the boss, things that I normally don't see because they die within 10 seconds. So I actually learned a lot from this video. All the attack patterns and all that actually came in handy, especially for Izuha. Normally Zhongli just tank everything. There are several bosses coming up that you can see. If I did not learn the attack pattern, I'll be dead long ago. Of course, for Oceanite, it's not much of a damage issue, it's more like a stalling issue. This boss always stalls, and with this team, there is no exception. By the way, I got burst so many times in this fight, I got so annoyed. I'm a mobile player and it's very hard to aim with Tegnari. Unfortunately for me, he's a key figure for this. And when I say key figure, I don't mean just this fight. Most of the bosses are very close range, and Tegnari is my only range fighter. Also my strongest DPS on this team. I guess C4 does help. You're not going to see Mona much in the video because, like I say, her stats are terrible. You'll probably see her for a few seconds before I switch out because I want the buff on the Trailing Tails. The only time that she show up a lot is during the Pyro Regis fight. That's because I couldn't break the Corolla with Keqing. I could, it's just gonna take forever. Oh, the double digit from Mona hurt my heart. This is the Pyro Regis fight. She's supposed to have an advantage. Just a reminder before the haters say my stats are terrible. I am in world level 9 and the boss are very tanky in this world level. In world level 8, Mona can actually solo the Pyro Regis fight. If you think the bosses before this is terrible, watch me tickle the Primal Geo Vision. I couldn't even see the HP move. It was like couple millimeters every time. And I spent most of the fight running around, trying to avoid getting killed. Just like that, Tignari nearly died. I'm pretty sure he left like 300 HP before I switched, and there go Kaching. And she may be the first, but she is not the last. Pretty sure without Jin I would have died a lot more often. So I'm very thankful for her participation in this team. Basically, she and Tignari carries the entire fight. And it won't be just this fight. Now that I'm editing, I realize Tignari HP is constantly in the red, and he only appears every time Jin has her out. At this point, it's a wonder how Tignari is still alive. Another close one. And Jin out. Tignari is back. Kaching is back. Switch out. Let's start again. By the way, do not mistake that Jin is very tanky. She is not. The only difference is she can heal. And that comes really handy. It was after this fight that I realized Jin needed a different sword. So if you realize that Jin is using the sacrificial sword in the fight, here she is. I switched the sword out. Aquila Pavonia is a very good sword if I want Jin to do more attack damage. In other words, heal more per tick. The problem is I do not want her to do more healing per tick. I want her out faster. So I had to switch to sacrificial sword so she can get her out faster. Plus the damage difference per tick is not that much. Jin heal 15% per tick. That is like 10 HP. By the way, you can notice that Kaching and Tignari is suffering the fate of the main DPS, which is dying very often. Unfortunately, being on the field most of the time doing damage, especially in close distance, means you're gonna die very often. I constantly need to watch the HP and dodge. Problem with Swanee is there's a lot of one shot. They may not look like one shot, but they are definitely one shot with such low HP characters. If those hit, that's take 20,000 HP. Tignari only have 19,000. There's a one shot. The only one that can possibly survive is Jin. That's because she constantly attack and there is HP recovered. But since Tignari do 10k per hit, it's easier to have Tignari attacking. When I say per hit, I mean in combination. Most of the time you see the low 4 digits. The highest amount I ever seen him attack in the entire fight was like 11k. compared to all the teams I used before this, it's like RD accidentally sneezed on the boss. Oh my, that took forever. Trust me, the rest of the bosses are not that bad. Sonny was probably the worst one. Even worse than the weekly boss. Sure, Azaha killed me more often than Swanee did, but I only took like 5 minutes for Azaha. Swanee took 15 minutes. And yes, I did reset the Ruined Serpent by accident, but it's not my fault it got stuck outside the arena. I still don't know how it got stuck outside the arena. Even now that I'm editing, I still don't understand after I check back the video. Needless to say, I'm very careful after this. I'm not going to take the risk of resetting this boss again. I have no interest in restarting multiple bosses, especially with a team that already takes forever to kill a boss. And the next team that I'm planning to do is going to take even longer. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys though. You're going to wait till the end to see which team I'm talking about. By the way, if I miss anyone dying and forget to upgrade the death counter, please comment it. By the way, Tignari didn't die just now. He came close to dying. Another close call. I used over 200 foot just for Liyue. I'm pretty sure without Jin I would have used like 500. And a lot more death. I have never been more thankful for the acting grandmaster to be on my team. By the way, I used to be a Jin main. She used to be my main support. But then I got Ali. And Ali cannot heal. So Jin had to be thrown back on the shelf. I'm sorry, my girl. Anyway, it's time for the weekly boss. By the way, I realized why Chal is always people test dummy. For a team that doesn't do much damage, he's still gone down really easily. His hit hurt, but that's about it. The dodges from Jin is not intentional, that's just coincidence. I did not know how I managed that. I was just running around. By the way, this is the first time I see so many of Charles' deck. I have never seen them. That's because he died in 3 hits. But this is kinda interesting. It's also the first time I saw his narwhal. Probably why I couldn't dodge it. I don't know the hit radius of the attack. Ooh, I take back my words. 11k wasn't the max. That's 17k there. Good job, Tignari. But it's time to move on to Big Dragon itself. Oh, did I mention that I use Mona here a lot too? but not to fight, to run. Her fast sprint does come handy, I guess. I don't know if you noticed, but every time I use Jin out, I try to get it back as quick as possible. It's the only thing that's keeping me alive, so I want it up all the time. This is funny. I thought I died to Azaha a lot, but I probably mistaken it. Looks like Sony still have the title for the most skill. Or was it the Prime of Geo shop? It's probably because I'm playing a lot safer here with Jin, but eh. Well, that was interesting and kind of painful, but I still learned a lot. It certainly taught me a lot on how to survive the bosses if I ever meet them in life, and probably how to dodge their attack in my later on teams. Spoiler alert, Jin is probably gonna keep the sacrificial sword on her the entire time after this. I'm not risking getting killed. Or wiped. In case you don't remember, if I get wiped, I do a temple. And that is per wipe. As usual, please like and subscribe if you like the video. I truly appreciate it. Inazuma will be out next week, so see you on Wednesday. Bye!